as we do every week, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this thing going.
Distance nerding.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. We're here. We're ready to party. We're gonna do this whole thing. Oh man, and are we here to do it? For those of you listening to the audio episode, you guys don't get to hear us hype before the beginning of the show.
That's so true.
Don't know what's going on right now, but we are hype as all hell right now, and we are going to have all of the fun because, ladies and gentlemen, it's Taco Tuesday. You know what that means. You are now watching and listening and experiencing distance nerding.
Part of Comic-Con Radio podcast family. Eventually, I will remember.
It's all right. She volunteers as tribute. It's Jenn from Frey Comics.
He has a certain set of skills. It's young Phil.
And we're here to nerd together.
You know, whenever.
Yeah.
Whenever.
Whenever
like
we are
something in my
on the
teeth.
B. Yeah, we're talking anything pop culture, news, movies, music, food, wrestling, comics, whatever you're nerding out on, we want to talk about it. And then, ladies and gentlemen, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Threads, YouTube, Discord, all those places at Distance Nerding. And of course, if you'd like us to read your thoughts on the air live while we're doing the show, you can email us at insnerding@aol.com. Frey, how the hell are you?
I'm a little dehydrated. I just realized. How are you?
I'm all right. You gotta make sure you drink that water.
Drink that water.
Yeah. Stay hydrated, stay alive. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
this episode is brought to you by D for dehydration. That's something we never want.
No.
So do the other D. Drink water.
Drink water. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have now stumbled on to the best. I mean, it's not that much of a secret. So worst kept secret on the internet. You
want it to be a secret.
Exactly. Are now watching the download. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, and let's get jumping right into the things.
All the things.
All of the beginning of the show, every episode, you turn into a robot.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, I'm back.
All right, sounds good. All right. I kept it silent so that way I could just fix it later in post.
Yeah, we'll just edit that out.
Exactly. Well, let's jump right into this, ladies and gentlemen. This week on deck, we've got the Geekend Update.
We powered through Powerhouse.
We can say that. Lights, camera, reaction.
Turtle up for stardom, but pack your snowshoes.
Like it. Starting rumors.
60 characters in a clown car. Hold my dubby.
And of course, the download.
The boys meet Darth Trail while counting down to Transformers 1.
Okay. I like every reference that you just did right there. And that is good. But before we jump into all of that.
But first,
Let me get a shout out. See, my issue is a lot of times I leave the volume off because of the intro music, and then I forget to turn it up again.
I mean, I get it. Okay.
It's just yeah. You know, I have one job. Shout out to our friends Dubby. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Dubby is a brand of energy drinks created to help focus, concentration, reaction time with no jitters or crash. Dubby contains no maltodextrin, no sugar, no fillers, no artificial colors or dyes. Now, you may be wondering to yourself, what makes it different from all of the different, energy drinks that are out there? Dubby contains Neurofactor. It's a neurotropic derived from the coffee fruit. Neurofactor helps give your brain focus and clarity, while the 150 milligrams of caffeine and 3 essential B vitamins help you stay alert and energized. Find out more about Dubby at www.dubby.gg and use the code NERDING10 for 10% off at checkout. That's Nerding10. You can see it on the screen right now. NERDING10. Or if you are listening, I just spelled it for you. So there you go. Get it in.
Yep. You got to do it. It's Dubby.
Exactly. You got to dub the hell out.
Yep. And that's the new in thing. It's not hold my beer anymore. It's hold my Dubby.
Hold my dubs.
Yeah.
Right. Well, let's jump into this, because in the chat they're already asking us about this stuff. So let's jump into the Geek End update.
Distance journey. I totally forgot that happens before we start talking about it. That was my bad.
I kind of felt bad because I was like, "Oh my god, she's saying something."
I loved the look on your face too. You're like,
"I'm like, no, I hit the sound right when she's trying to say something."
It's my fault. I'm the one that jumped the line. So
oh man, over here jumping the gun.
Distance Nerding is on Comic-Con Radio. See, I'm just so excited about it. Listen to Distance Nerding and our second show, A Comic Conversation, via comiccon-radio.com. Look for the Distance Nerding podcast, even this very episode. This one right here, 179. We're almost in the 200s. And a new A Comic Conversation each week on comiccon-radio.com/podcast. Pop it in the chat, my good friend.
Already there.
But yeah, so Powerhouse. What's up with Powerhouse?
Let's jump into that, because I know that's where a lot of people in the chat are excited right now. Powerhouse Comic-Con, ladies and gentlemen, we were just there and we had a great time. Oh, okay. We had a great time, guys. So aside from the heat wasn't bad, but it was stupid windy. And they had set up a pop-up for us for so that the sun wasn't beaming down on us.
Oh wow.
But they didn't tie it down with anything. And it was just dumb windy. So twice that thing tried to kill us. And at one point, Andy Merrill, the guy who played Brack, was he busted out a ukulele and he just started like singing.
Oh, that's awesome.
But he was improv singing, so that thing just started like flying, and he just started singing about how the pop-up was trying to kill him.
That's amazing.
And it was really funny.
That is amazing.
But yes, ladies and gentlemen, it was a great success. We got to talk with Gigi Edgley, Spencer Wilding, friends of ours, Griffin Puatu. We talked about his whole career and everything like that. The big standout was Bob Carter, who was in Dragon Ball Z, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, One Piece, all kinds of stuff. The dude was a massive nerd.
Really?
Yeah, he's a big D&D nerd, so he just went into went in on D&D stuff.
You know what?
And he's going to be in Reno.
Be upset.
And he's going to be in Reno, so that means send your son to Reno.
Send it to Reno. No, I'm not going to get his hopes up or anybody else because he'll want me to come with him,
And you don't want to do it,
I can't.
right?
I will die.
The heat death, the heat death of the world,
I will. I'm serious. Like I'm like. I will.
right? And then like through the entire show. So after it tried to kill Andy, because they also tried to kill Bob. After it tried to kill Andy Merrill, Jeff DeLong from DeLong Family Cosplay, Tater, they all ran up and grabbed it and tried to hold it down. And Tater ended up like holding watch. He ended up just like holding it. For
the watch.
Right. And eventually Jeff ended up grabbing the ratchet straps from my truck and ratcheting it to the stage. And that ended up fixing the problem for the rest of the day.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't go to Powerhouse is what I'm getting.
That's not what we're saying. But I mean, like, it was
you take your life in your own hands.
there's a risk in doing that. Now also we got to post pictures of this, but the DeLongs busted out some signs of some of my catchphrases when I'm in the Deadpool costume.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I was walking around and there was I was walking around. There was a sign that was a Pikachu in a Deadpool costume that said Rumspringa under it.
Oh my gosh.
And then another sign that was Deadpool, like as Uncle Sam, that said mercenaries for hire.
I love that. That would be a good t-shirt.
Yeah, I know. So that right there, and then they had like a couple of ones that were join the Council of Wades.
Council of Wades.
Right. Because that's been kind of our thing. Like when we're all together, we become the Council of Wades because you have a bunch of Deadpools together. So it's like, yep, we're the Council of Wades.
Yep.
It is the equivalent to the Council of Ricks, but with Deadpool.
Yeah. Which wasn't that the equivalent of the Council of Reeds?
Yeah, it is. It's exactly what it was supposed to be. Is the Council?
Yeah. I was like, that was the Easter egg thing for it. Yeah.
So it's all kinds of fun stuff, oh my god, and the application that they have, I might actually have a picture that Jeff sent me of it, but they made legit applications for people who want to join the Council of Wades.
Oh, that's fun.
And the way that he did it, it's hand drawn and colored with a crayon.
That's awesome.
And it looks exactly as Deadpool would do it.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's neat. You got to put that on the Nerdington post.
Yeah.
Oh,
they said they got 3 applications. But what's funny is so it says Legion and then crossed out Council of Wades. Right. And then it says it's basically a picture of Deadpool and it says, what parts are you missing? What body parts are you missing? And then it says sex, Wade, Wanda, other, yes. Under that it says variant name and then it says weapons on there. And again, it's all hand colored and
that's awesome.
He Xeroxed them so they're all the same.
That's amazing.
Oh, Santa Claus joined the Council of Wades. There was a legit guy that did a crossover costume of Santa Claus with the Sorcerer Supreme.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it was like it's
Sorcerer Santa.
Yeah. And of course if you know Marvel
Claus Supreme.
Right. So like if you know Marvel, Santa Claus is actually the strongest character in Marvel.
Yeah, he's way OP.
He's super OP, right? So him crossing over with a sorcerer means that like he had the portal ring on. He had his entire costume was like the same one that Wong wears, but it's in like red. Right?
Yeah.
And then he had like the
Are you sure it just wasn't Wong?
Well, no, I mean, yeah, he had a big white beard and
I mean, he could grow his beard out.
And then
fun.
he had the red Santa Claus overcoat with the Santa
Maybe
Claus hat.
that's his second job.
Yeah, but it was
He
it was
likes tuna melts. They're expensive.
true. But it actually was a really good costume. So I'm actually happy that guy signed up for the Council of Wades. That's pretty.
Yeah,
great.
that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. So we had a lot of fun. Again, guys, if you are trying to catch us at a live event, the next one that we're doing is in July. Well, we're doing 2 in July. We are doing Silver Age Comic Con on July 14th, July 13th and 14th. And then the following weekend on July 27th and 28th, we're doing Metal Art Comic Con in Oregon.
Wow.
So
y'all be busy.
We try to. So Sandra said he marked yes. Yes.
Well, I mean, it's not an extensive application process, apparently.
It is, yeah, and it is vetted by
highly vetted.
It's vetted by a whole bunch of Deadpools. So, well,
exactly.
that's Powerhouse Comic Con, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and then on top of that, I gotta talk about the haul and everything. We did get a whole bunch of different comic books and merch and everything like that. But I got something that is very near and dear to me, is a big deal to me. So
really,
Lawrence and Diego were there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from Lumpia.
Yeah.
And they are working on a whole bunch of projects that are going to their name is going to be their names are going to be a lot more known. Let's just say that.
Yay.
Especially because Lawrence back in late 80s, early 90s worked at DC and did a whole bunch of work there. So Diego has a whole bunch of projects that he's working on. Can't reveal what they are, but there's some pretty major projects. And
that's awesome.
And the last time he was on the show, they talked about they asked me who my favorite characters were. And they said he said he was going to put something together with them, right? So he has he watercolor drew a painting. It's in the front room, so I'm not going to go grab it. But he watercolor drew a painting of Deathstroke fighting Nightwing, and in the foreground is Deadpool eating a burrito.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
So like his mask is off and he's eating a burrito, staring at it. And I'm just like, this is amazing. This is so good. Not only did they sign it for me, but they also fingerprint verified it for me.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Right. So like, 5 years from now, when their household names drawing, some of the biggest books in the industry, I'm gonna have a Iriarte original.
There you go.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'm very excited about that. But yes, let's jump into the rest of the show here, shall we?
Yeah, I'm so happy for you and not at all jealous at all.
Last time we talked to him, though, he did say that he was working on something for you. So
oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah,
he doesn't have to do that. Nobody has to do that.
More than likely, he's going to send it to you. So obviously, yeah, unless you come to Carson City, which I doubt that's going to happen. But
is that Nevada as well?
That's also Nevada.
Is it in the summer?
It was it August or September?
Yeah, that's summer. August is like the hottest month of the year. So I don't know. No, I don't know. It's all up to Husby right now too. So
Gotcha. Well, let's jump into the rest of the show here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, let's do that.
Because it is now that moment in time where we get into some lights, camera, reaction.
Quiet.
Thank you. So let's get into this first trailer here, ladies and gentlemen. Why is this first? This should have been last.
Well, so we don't have to watch it. Like it's just like the Best Friends one.
Yeah,
it's just for National Best Friends Day, which I think they made up.
Yeah, probably.
So we didn't have to watch it.
No, I mean, we don't have.
I know you're gonna want to watch it.
I want to watch it.
I mean, I'm just saying that we don't have to watch it, but I know you're gonna want to watch it.
Exactly, because
I saved the Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated series for last because I know you're excited about that as well.
I am excited about that one.
So, and I tried to do movie, TV.
Gotcha. Okay, well let's watch this teaser because it is actually pretty good.
It is good.
Oh,
hey, look at it. I know I'm totally gonna be like downloading the song. I know I am. Or the whole freaking album.
Just makes you want to go and listen to who was that? That was not Wale.
Super hard to eat while I'm wearing it. Super hard.
I love this. Super hard to eat when I'm wearing it. Super hard to eat when you're not.
Yeah.
And you see everybody that he cares about. I mean, like, we're getting more stuff in here though, and the way
that was Lady Deadpool.
Yes, those legs 100% were Lady Deadpool.
Those legs were Deadpool's alter egos.
Shake on it.
Honey Bunny.
Nicked it. Just got the tip with your little steak knife.
You just cut
Blake
the tip with a little steak knife. Oh God!
I think Blake Lively's playing Lady Deadpool.
Oh, 100%. She's 100% playing Lady Deadpool. That's such an easy way.
Yeah.
To get your wife involved, especially when your wife is a talented actress in her own right.
Yeah, and I mean, she did Green Lantern with him, so they can riff on Green Lantern crap.
Oh yeah.
Like she might come up and be like, "Wade, is that you?" He's like, "How can you tell I have a full mask? I know you, Wade." I mean, because that's exactly what she says in Green Lantern to him. She's like, "How is that you?" And he's like, "What? I have a mask on." And she's like, "I saw you naked. You don't think I can tell who you are even in a mask?" And I was like, that's
the thing about Blake Lively
reaction.
The thing about Blake Lively is when you see their relationship,
she wears the pants in the family,
but they are both 100% like the same.
Oh yeah,
like she is just as sarcastic as he is, and it is hilarious when you see the two of them together.
Oh yeah, her weird and his weird complement each other. It's amazing. I'm glad they found each other.
Weird jagged edges.
Yep.
Come together and fit together.
Yep.
So, rating on the trailer.
Well, I mean, of course, I'm gonna say like 10 out of 10 because I'm already sold into it. I am enjoying the little tidbits that they're doing, and the MCU is letting Ryan Reynolds just kind of do it how he wants to do it. And so I'm all about it. So I'm just going to say 10 #LFGs out of 10 Wade accidentally embarrassing Logans.
Okay. Obviously, I'm also going to give this 10 steak knives to the tip out of 10 involuntary gag reactions to a cancer-ridden face.
Oh yeah, that's
exactly what happens when anybody sees Wade's face, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think you would get used to it after a while. Maybe not. I don't know if I can get used to it. I don't know.
Oh God! All right, so let's jump into this next trailer here.
So it's on July 26th.
July 26th. That's
if you didn't know, because I think we say that every freaking week.
Every week because we review it every week. They're coming out with new stuff every week, and it's the same footage, but packaged in a new way.
I mean, a dog pool, I think is just going to be worth it.
That was an adorable dog pool. It's funny because that dog does have like the world record for ugliest dog.
Yeah, but it's so cute. With you put a Deadpool outfit on a dog and it just gets like 110 times cuter. So
Right. This,
anyway.
So Say Wong says, I give it a subjective 8 out of 10 Freddy Krueger effing avocado.
That tracks, Say Wong.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's go. Let's get on with this Maxine, because this is a horror movie I actually might want to watch.
Okay. Sandra says she gives it 10 council of weight applications out of 10 Phil sees a movie with us. Oh yes, by the way, gotta mention this. Kid Pool did win the kids cosplay contest.
Oh, that's awesome. Yay,
So,
Kid Pool.
Yeah. So that's congratulations to my buddy Bruce.
Yay, Bruce. I'm wearing the Deadpool chimichanga shirt.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I fuck chimichangas. I mean, and, that's right. Jeff's Reptar won second place.
Oh, that's awesome.
His Reptar is amazing. It looks just like Reptar.
Oh, that's amazing. I don't know who Reptar is.
Rugrats.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
It's the Godzilla knockoff from Rugrats.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into this next one right here. You want to give everybody an intro on what this is?
So I guess this is the third in the series, the X series that I don't know, the horror guy's doing, that did Pearl and X, and this is Maxine. And basically it's about this girl who comes to Hollywood, wants to be a star, starts doing adult films, but wants to break into non-adult films, matinee films. I don't know what we call them now. Just films. And so she starts with a horror movie, and it's like in the 80s. It's like when first prom night and Halloween, original Halloween stuff was. So it's like around the time of the original Night Stalker and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that's what this is about. So it's about her trying to get her big break.
I was thinking the horror aspect was that she was in a porn movie, but let's.
No, I don't think that's it. I mean, it would be horrific for me, but that's
All right, well, let's check this out.
A24 presents.
Okay, I love the 80s feel on this already.
Yeah, this is the second trailer. The first trailer was like straight, but this is like the second one. And so it's got that whole feel and stuff.
Right. Yeah, like I said, it's very 80s, 100%.
Sorry.
And I think that's Phil Collins' daughter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the one. Yeah, there's so many people in this. So many freaking people in this.
God, he looks
Kevin
so
Bacon.
much older. That's what I'm saying. Kevin Bacon looks so much older in this.
Well, I'm thinking it's probably on purpose.
No, I think that's what they're trying to do is make him look older.
Yeah. So, but it's like a twist on the whole like damsel in distress and the horror. Like she wants to be in a horror movie. It's real. I just think the concept's really interesting. And yeah, and it's got a whole bunch of people in it that I'm like, you're in this? Oh my gosh, maybe I need to see this.
Yeah.
Maxine fucking Minx.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's so many people
Holy
in the
crap.
freaking movie. So.
And they leave a number. Question is has anybody called the number?
I haven't called the number.
I need to ask Graveyard if he's called it because I'm sure.
Yeah, right. He probably has. But yeah, I just thought that was cool, and I was like, ooh, that's actually a horror movie I might like I might actually go see. So
It looks interesting. The concept of it actually looks pretty good.
yeah, I think it gives me Manhunter vibes.
Yeah.
The one back in the 80s, like the Miami Vice guy did.
Yeah. No, it looks surprisingly good.
Yeah, I
Very,
think
very set in the 80s. I love the film grain. I love the way that they kind of started everything off, and it looks like it's a movie from the 80s.
yeah, oh, yeah, definitely. And it's that, gory, kitschy horror
Mm.
movies. Like, you can see that's the way it's going, and you get the behind the scenes. So it reminded me of like maybe one of the first Nightmare on Elm Streets or something like that. I was like, that's kind of neat. So
It's kind of got Scream vibes.
yeah,
Like first
Scream.
Scream, not like
Mhm.
the later movies, but like the first Scream.
Yeah, which that was kind of a play on like the old school, like
Right.
prom night and Halloween and The Exorcist, and like the kind of over the top, more dramatic
Yeah, just
horror.
the way they build the tension in the trailer, and hopefully they build the tension the same way in the movie, but it's got that feeling. So,
Yeah.
I think it looks pretty cool. What is your rating on it?
I'm gonna give it 8 kick-ass soundtracks
Definitely.
out of 10 80s fashion, because we're gonna see a lot of it, and I'm gonna be there for it because it's amazing.
Okay.
And I can't wear any of it. Slinky.
I am gonna give this 8 buckets of corn syrup out of 10. 10 cliche. I came from out of town and now I'm in porn girls.
Yeah.
Not from LA. Okay, now I'm doing porn. Which is like most girls who end up in porn. So at least from what I hear, the stories I hear. So all right. Let's go ahead and move on to the next trailer here. And this
Snowpiercer.
Yes, Snowpiercer. I'm kind of excited for this now. I haven't watched the show. I've heard good things about the show.
I watched a few of the first season episodes, and I don't know. I think I didn't. I had AMC, the app, and then I got rid of it for some reason. I think I finished watching the main thing I was on there to watch. So I'll have to catch up.
Gotcha. And I mean, it should be on Hulu. So I mean, because Hulu, AMC usually puts everything on Hulu.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And we have Hulu now, so
Yeah. I know that they said that the first season is supposed to be based on what the movie ended up being, and then it takes off from there.
I wasn't a big fan of the movie.
I liked the movie. One of your husbands is in that movie.
My third husband, yes, he is in that movie, and he did a fantastic job in I felt that the acting was really good. I just wasn't a fan of the concept. I was like, no, I'm not a fan of this concept. And I really did. I was very offended and appalled by them using children and killing them. And it's a bad thing. It's just a bad thing for me.
Gotcha. No, I hear you.
I'm willing to give this a try.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I mean, obviously, there was a big backlash when they said they weren't continuing the series. So it's good that they went and did season 4.
Yeah, and the guy that is playing what Chris Evans' character was, he in Hamilton.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like Jefferson, I think, in Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. That's neither here nor there.
All right. Well, let's check out. What we didn't say was Maxine gets her close up in theaters on July 5th, 2024. So in about a month.
Yeah.
little bit less than a month. Okay, so let's check out this trailer for Snowpiercer season 4.
Cool. Just I don't know. I don't know if we'll go through another ice age. I don't know.
Oh, gotcha. Like the concept of going through.
Yeah, that and then.
They're waiting for us.
Ooh. Look at these mercenaries. They look badass.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm a huge fan of Sean Bean and Jennifer Connelly.
It's it's probably a big deal that Sean Bean isn't dead within the first 5 minutes of the series. So,
yeah. No, absolutely. Yep. Or like got his head chopped off at the end of the first season.
Right. Game of Thrones style.
Yeah.
I hear dog snores. It's fine.
Oh no, that's a dog scratching her ear.
Oh.
The dog that was snoring, she has left the room and I don't know where she is, so she's probably getting into something right now.
Like it's like children, like, and now she's doing something and I need to go and find her.
Yep, and I'm like, no, I guess whatever it is, I hope it survives.
Right.
That's all I can say. I'm like, all
when
right.
she's quiet, that means something's getting destroyed.
Yep. I'm shocked all three of them are being quiet relatively. So
what is your rating on this trailer?
Well, I have no idea what's going on. And I saw snow, but then there wasn't snow, which I'm like, really? I mean, clearly they've gotten off the train.
Right.
And something else is going on. So I'm confused by that because they were on a train and they had to stay on that train or they would die.
Right.
That's the whole concept. And I mean, the government's just lying to us again. But so I'm going to give it, because I love Sean Bean and Jennifer Connelly, I'm going to give it 8 Sean Bean's still alive out of 10. Oh, Jennifer Connelly's in it. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I got to see it.
All right. Well, I'm going to give this 7 badass fight scenes in a dark cart with axes, which is from the movie. Yeah. out of 10 cricket bars.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think the reason that I had such a bad, one of the reasons I had such a bad reaction to the movie was that he just was so heartbroken. And I really don't like seeing him like that. I think that's what it was. I don't want my third husband to be heartbroken.
Oh, unless you're the one breaking the heart.
No, I don't. Why would I want to break his heart? That's the thing. What do you think love is? We'll have to talk about this later. Because I think maybe you've got something. Fingers crossed or something.
Well, I'm very excited about this next one. And this is why you put it at the end. So
yeah,
very, very happy for this. Boom. The official, because before it was the teaser, so the official trailer.
Mm-hmm. The Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated series.
Right.
That's not a mouthful.
Which this is based on the new movie that came out. So this is a cartoon based on those versions of the characters.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, right? No,
right,
I'm just kidding.
Right,
I'm kidding. I know who it really is. Please don't at me, guys, okay?
But the characters from Mutant Mayhem. So let's go ahead and check this out.
All right, boys.
Was one of them always like a darker green?
No, so that's a newer thing they did.
Okay,
in this.
all right. I mean, I dig it. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm just I was like, wait a minute, is one of them supposed to be darker green?
I'm not the IT guy.
You do have that vibe. And you.
I do enjoy that Donatello is wearing purple and he's the tech guy.
Yeah. Well, see, what I like about this is that they actually have teenagers playing the characters.
Yeah, that's awesome though. I mean, it's really cool.
Yeah, because then, you know, I think this is the first time that we've gotten that where it's like, you know, they actually are teenagers and they feel like teenagers, which is what it should be.
Yeah, it should be.
That's kind of sick.
Okay, machine. You want to do this?
You know, I didn't know that Hell's Kitchen was really a thing.
Yes.
I thought that it was actually like something that they invented for Marvel and didn't realize that it was a thing.
No, Hell's Kitchen is an actual part of New York.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, I don't know that I want to go see it because if it's anything like the in the comics, then that's probably not a great place for people to go hang out.
There was chicken butt right there.
Oh, was it? Oh my
Yeah.
God. Okay.
You couldn't really see it like because it was in a hologram, but there was like
Yeah.
clear like butt cheeks.
That's awesome.
I like it. I like it. I'm actually pretty excited for this.
Yeah, it looks cute. I'm not gonna watch it, but it looks cute.
I'm probably gonna end up watching this just because
I know you are.
Yeah. I like I said, I liked the movie. You know, I watched it by chance and I was like, it's actually really good.
Well,
So-
you know, and I'm glad that they are getting that someone's doing it right. Like someone's actually making it teenagers and it, you know, and it looks more, it's like they really like glowed it up. And so, yeah, I think it's going to be cute. I'm just not interested in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's those four things together I'm not interested in.
Like if they were just teenagers or mutants or
Teenage Mutant Ninjas? Okay, maybe. Teenage Mutant Turtles? Maybe.
if they weren't ninjas.
Teenage-
I mean, like that makes them less interesting if they aren't ninjas.
Teenage Ninja Turtles? That just seems like a weird thing at the zoo. And then you got Teenage Mutant Ninjas. I mean, I think that's the thing. And then they just went to Turtles, and then that makes it a promo in a zoo. So that's all I'm saying.
What about teenagers with attitudes?
Well, I mean, that's teenagedom.
It's a reference to Power Rangers.
Yeah. I wasn't a big Power Rangers fan either. We talked about that though, but I wasn't a teenager when Power Rangers was out, so I think that's part of it.
Yeah, you had already figured out that you were immortal by that point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah, and I didn't really get into the whole color-coded kids thing, so.
Color-coded kids.
Yeah, so I was just like, all right. I wasn't a big fan of Captain Planet. So.
Your powers combined.
Yeah.
I am Captain Planet.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sucking these kids dry of their energy
That's good.
so that I can live a
That's
full
good.
life. It's a succubus.
Yeah. No, that's exactly it. God, what is your rating for the trailer?
What trailer was it again? Oh wait, it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We veered off so far. I didn't realize. I'm gonna give it 7 cool little masks because I do like their masks. Out of 10 heroes on the half shell.
Nice. I'm gonna give this 9 slices of pepperoni Dorito and Oreo pizza out of 10 obvious ripoffs of Daredevil.
I mean, yeah,
As they are.
yeah, as you do.
As you do. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the final trailer. The date for that, so it's premiering this summer exclusively on Paramount Plus, which means
Yeah,
if you don't
they
have
didn't
Paramount
give
Plus,
it a less time period. So I was like, okay, whatever. There
Yeah.
was also I was gonna add something in here, but it was just gameplay, and I didn't know if we wanted to watch it. But it's the Outlaws, the Star Wars Outlaws. It was just actual like gameplay. I watched a couple of days ago, and I was like, this is kind of cool.
yeah, if anything, that just needs to be posted in the Nerdington post.
I think I tagged it. I'll look. If not, I'll find it and I'll put it in there. So no big. I just was like, oh, what game things can we do? And there was like an Indiana Jones game, and that kind of scared me, so I didn't put it on there.
Is it the EA game that's supposed to be coming out?
The Circle of something or Secret of the Circle. I don't know. It's got like it's like young Harrison Ford. It's very Uncanny Valley. So
Yeah, there's a game that they have been developing, the same studio that did the Star Wars games.
yeah, I think it is them. I think it's them.
I didn't realize they dropped a trailer for it.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out again on the Nerdington post. So
Yes.
speaking of that, let's get into the next part of the show here. It is now time to start some rumors.
I don't know where to get into.
We're not dancing anymore. Okay. Well, let's jump right into the rumor mill here.
Yes. You want me to do it? I can do it.
I was gonna say I can get it because I think you got the next one. So this
Okay.
invasion is for the Brits. Sam Mendes is currently developing a massive 4-part biopic for the Beatles, one film for each member of the band: John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, and George Harrison. And now a report has surfaced regarding the possible cast of the film. According to the In Snyder, Sony Pictures has cast Harris Dickinson as John Lennon, Paul Mescal as Paul McCartney.
When I saw this, I was like, yeah, they said Paul Mescal and Barry Keoghan.
And Barry
I was like,
Keoghan.
oh, I bet Paul's going to be Paul McCartney and Barry's going to be Ringo Starr. So.
Yeah, and Barry Keoghan is playing Ringo Starr, and Charlie Rowe as George Harrison, but they have not been confirmed. Sony Pictures Entertainment, Neil Street Pictures, and Apple Corporation, or however they want to call themselves, are producing the film, and this is the first time that Apple, who handles the Beatles rights, has ever granted life story and music rights for a scripted feature film, let alone an entire series.
Wow.
Mendes previously said in a statement, "I'm honored to be telling the story of the greatest rock band of all time and excited to challenge the notion of what constitutes a trip to the movies." Sony Pictures Entertainment said the dating cadence of the films, the details of which will be shared closer to release, will be innovative and groundbreaking. I imagine the 4 films will be shot at the same time, which will be a massive undertaking. Pippa Harris shared in the statement, "We intend this to be a uniquely thrilling and epic cinematic experience. 4 films told from 4 different perspectives, which tell a single story about the most celebrated band of all time. To have the Beatles and Apple Corps Apple Corps' blessing to do this is an immense privilege. From our first meeting with Tim Rothman and Elizabeth Gabler, it was clear that they shared both our passion and ambition for this project, and we can't think of a more perfect home than Sony Pictures." I can think of a lot of homes that are better than Sony Pictures.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. They're going to try to put Venom in it.
Oh no, they're just going to try and do Spider-Man characters that aren't a part of that universe. Or you know what it is? They're just going to insert Yellow Submarine characters that don't make sense at all. But I guess
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Yep.
right, but I guess that still would make sense for the Beatles, at least when they get
Yeah.
into to their like 60s, 70s runs. So,
Yeah, that's true.
Apple Corps Limited CEO Jeff Jones added, Apple Corps is delighted to collaborate with Sam, Pippa, and Julie to explore each Beatles' unique story and bring them together in a suitably captivating and innovative way. Sony Pictures' enthusiastic support championing the project's scope and creative vision from the start has been invaluable for all of us. Tim Rothman, chairman and CEO of Sony Pictures Motion Picture Group, said, I know I speak for our CEO, Tony Vinciquerra, who was instrumental in making this happen, and every Sony Pictures Motion Picture Group. God, that is such a mouthful.
That's horrible.
It's so bad. Colleague around the world when I say, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
They're excited and they're quoting the Beatles. Theatrical movie events today must be culturally seismic. Sam's daring large-scale idea is that and then some. Pairing this premier filmmaking team with the music and the stories of four young men who changed the world will rock audiences all over the globe. We are deeply grateful to all parties and look forward ourselves to breaking some rules with Sam's uniquely artistic vision. So, after that mouthful,
Right?
Tacos on the table. Will this Fab Four play the Fab Four?
I could see it. I think so.
Yeah.
Barry Keoghan, that's something Barry Keoghan would do. He's totally in for Ringo Starr. Totally something he would do. He shows up in the weirdest movies. And so I'm like, yep, I wouldn't expect it. So of course he's going to do it.
Yeah, Barry Keoghan's the Joker.
We're not talking about that because
I
it
had to
wasn't
bring
in
that
the
up.
movie.
Had to bring that up. It was in the movie.
No, it wasn't.
In the Batman? It was in the Batman. There was two scenes with him in it.
No, there was a deleted scene, and then there was that at the end, but you never really saw him. You only saw like little bits of it. So, and his part was supposed to be much bigger, from what I understand. But whatever. I think they will, though. I think they're going to.
Yeah, it makes sense. I think I think those four names specifically match the Beatles, and I'm sure. I mean, they're all good actors. I'm sure that they could pull that off.
Well, and they all of them look like their corresponding Beatle.
Yeah.
So I think it's I think it could be a good cast. I really feel bad for the person that has to play John Lennon.
Oh man.
And and maybe Paul McCartney.
I just watched a video of John Lennon doing a concert with Chuck Berry.
Uh-huh.
And Yoko Ono is on stage. They're singing a song together and she just starts wailing.
Yeah.
Like her weird ass wailing thing, right?
Yeah.
And you just see Chuck Berry's face like, what the fuck? And I guess the producer had the wherewithal to realize this is not going to happen, and they cut off her mic.
Oh wow!
Right, and so the next time, like in the same video, then they fast forward and they're singing "Johnny Be Good," and you just see her like still wailing and trying to like do it, but her mic is off, so you can barely hear her off mic.
Oh, oh man!
Right. And like I said, Chuck Berry is just like, who is this chick and why is she on stage?
Yeah. Who is this? Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, she was a interesting person, that Yoko. Oh no.
Yeah. Just a weird lady. So let's go ahead and move on to the next story here.
Yeah, absolutely. So who is this guy? Like, seriously, who is he? I still do not understand this whole thing. All right. So from one biopic to another, the Bruce Springsteen biopic, Deliver Me From Nowhere, has Paul Walter Hauser in talks to join its ensemble cast. While not confirmed, sources say he will play longtime guitar tech Mike Batlin in the 20th century biopic, which tells the story of the rock and roll genius who, after grappling with personal demons and trying to wrap his head around becoming a global superstar, wrote and recorded Nebraska. Jeremy Allen White is set to play Springsteen, with Scott Cooper directing the film. Batlin was the longtime guitar tech for Springsteen, who in the rock star's early days had Baltan, sorry, I keep saying Batlin, Baltan build a recording studio in the bedroom of his apartment. He would eventually have him be one of his main tour tech guys in the 70s and early 80s. So tacos on the table. Will PHW become the boss's main tech guy?
My tacos are on the table. I mean, the Paul Walter Hauser right now is in everything. Or like, he's not in everything right now, but he is going to be in everything. The dude has just been cast in every movie right now.
Okay.
And I think a lot of it is just because his performance in all of a sudden I'm forgetting the name, Cobra Kai. In Cobra Kai was it was a very memorable performance. So
okay. I haven't seen, that's probably wise because I haven't seen Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
And so I need to see that and then I'll know who he is, because I'm still like, why is he in the news? Like, I don't know who this person is.
He's definitely a memorable character within the show. So
okay.
Just shout out on Instagram. What's up, Staff Sergeant Early Bird? That's my boy. That is my boy Thomas Wong, the former winner of every prize on this show. But yeah, again, tacos on the table on that. Do you think that?
I think
it
so.
makes sense. Yeah.
I don't know him, so I'm gonna say yeah. I don't know who this kid is.
But again,
so I'm just gonna say yeah.
Just from like the fact that he is getting cast in everything, it kind of makes sense that he would be cast in this.
Hopefully he'll learn the lesson that Bruce Springsteen learned about, having that overnight success or global stardom, and he'll write an album about it too.
Right.
And then they'll do a biopic about it, and oh my gosh, it's like art eating life. Sorry.
Be funny if you like in the future we get a biopic of Paul Walter Hauser and it's like, yeah. All of a sudden he was in every movie.
That's me. I like smoking a cigarette, not big hair, like 300 years old, going, I didn't know who he was back then. But boy, did I get a schooling. He was in everything, that bastard. And he broke my heart.
That bastard.
That bastard.
Jesus. All right. Well, it's Sean time, yo. As Deadpool and Wolverine is shaping up to be this year's biggest movie, director Sean Levy may end up directing another big movie for Marvel Studios. The filmmaker is in talks to helm Marvel's next Avengers movie, previously titled Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. According to Deadline, Levy has been given the script written by Michael Waldron to read, but no answers as to whether he will take on the project. And the studio is still meeting with other directors just in case he turns down the job. But apparently, it's his if he wants it. Levy has got a few big projects coming up, including the final season of Stranger Things. And he's also developing a Star Wars film at Lucasfilm. But if Levy wants to make another Marvel movie, he will make the room to make it happen. A few other filmmakers have been mentioned, such as Sam Raimi, who would also be a great choice, but it looks like the Marvel's first choice is Levy because they obviously love what he did with Deadpool and Wolverine. So, tacos on the table. Is Sean Levy the MCU Jesus for real?
For real and for serious?
For realsies.
I think MCU thinks he is.
Yeah.
I think the MCU is trying to get the it directors. And so they're trying to not only forecast what audiences are going to like, but also directors that audiences are going to like.
Yeah.
And so as soon as someone gets a little riz going, they're like, hey, you want to direct a Marvel movie? Hey, you want to direct, I have a feeling if we went viral and got like, millions of views, they might ask us to direct a Marvel movie. Who knows?
So that means share this and make it go viral.
Right.
They go back and listen to every episode. I'm like, man, some of these ideas are really good.
Like, why is the female one so angry at us and keeps saying we're stealing her ideas? She did know it was Agatha all along. Hire her right now.
Yeah. Oh no, we can't hire them. They talk about our CEO a lot.
I'll say it to his face.
Hashtag,
Give me some FaceTime with him, and I'll tell him to hush and not give him a microphone.
Hashtag distance nerding for Marvel movies. I love that, Sandra. You are the best.
But yeah, I think he could be good. I would love to see his take on actual non crazy characters. Well, I can't say that. His take on more of the mainstream Marvel heroes and villains.
Instead of whatever characters they felt like putting in the movie.
Well, no, because I was thinking because Deadpool is so unique in the hero villain world that he, it might be too orderly for him because he has worked with Ryan for a long time now. So,
right. No, my tacos are on the table. I feel like that it is it's a safe bet for Feige to go the route of Sean Levy because we know that Sean Levy is a good director, and the rumor is that they absolutely love Deadpool 3. Like
and I know that Feige was a fan of Free Guy as well, and so yeah, I mean and Sean Levy's a known quantity. He's someone that they know quality of his films are going to be good. So yeah, I definitely think that he should do it. Right. I think he would be great.
Right.
And if they don't choose somebody soon, then nobody's going to direct it because it's like, seriously, guys.
They've still got time out for it. So I mean, they're just I don't know what's going to happen here just because they are changing kind of the direction of where the movies are going and everything like that. So it's kind of hard to call like what's going on.
Yeah, that's true.
But there are things that show up in this trailer that kind of allude to, we may be still sticking with that whole plan. So
yeah, I don't know. I think they're trying to course correct, but some things can't be so they have to just do it in increments instead of jackknifing the whole semi truck thing. I don't know where I was going with that. I don't know. So let's move on.
Yeah.
Because first it was scary, then fun, then scary and fun. As we just discussed, Deadpool and Wolverine director Sean Levy is in talks to direct the next Avengers movie for Marvel Studios. And we wanted to highlight a bit of intriguing information that was included in the report and talk a little bit about it. The report says Marvel has been working hard in recent months to pull this together so shooting can begin next year on one of Marvel's largest productions to date. So what is this? It's the Secret Wars, people. They go on to reveal that more than 60 MCU characters could reprise their roles, including everyone from Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth, and Benedict Cumberbatch to Tom Hiddleston, Simu Liu, I never say his last name right, I'm so sorry, Simu, and Karen Gillan. It's explained that many of the characters in this film would have equal footing, making it more of an ensemble feature instead of a handful of characters leading the team. So, yeah, it's like the next Avengers movie is going to be off the hook, and I don't know, it's going to be like 17 hours long.
Yeah.
60 characters reprising their roles also means that almost every main and co-character we've seen in the MCU could end up appearing in the film. That means Madison. While we don't have any story details to share, there have been a lot of rumors making the rounds online. One of the most recent rumors involves 5 key characters that will be included in the story. Those characters are rumored to be Anthony Mackie's Captain America, Tom Holland's Spider-Man, Oscar Isaac's Moon Knight, Mark Ruffalo's the Hulk, and Tatiana Maslany's She-Hulk. While these characters may very well show up in the movie, we don't know if they will actually be the core characters of the story. So tacos on the table, will we finally see the return of Madison, and how long will she be in it?
100% we're going to see the return of Madison. Just because she's such a fan favorite, I don't see them not doing it. But at the same time, God, that's so many characters, and it's like, how do you juggle all of that and giving them all proper screen time? Wow,
nobody's even going to be able to go to the bathroom alone.
Yeah, it's just it's kind of an oversaturation of characters.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, if it's Secret War, you're gonna have a ton of characters. Like you're gonna have to.
Right.
I think it's not gonna. I don't think all 60 of them are gonna be part of the ensemble. I think that's ridiculous and undoable. Like not doable.
Kind of where my mind goes is when you have 60 characters that are coming in the movie. I mean, think of how many characters were in the final fight in Endgame.
Oh yeah, there are a lot in Endgame.
Yeah, so I mean, like, you can do something along those lines of, especially if you're doing Secret Wars, like if you do things in the arena, you can have like a Star Wars style battle from like episode 2, or like all the Jedi fighting in the arena. Like, just have a whole bunch of Avengers fighting like robots and shit inside the arena, or like fighting, different versions of, oh my God, different versions of themselves, because it's Secret Wars.
They just said 60 characters. They didn't say that none of them were duplicates.
Yeah.
But I can see that. I'd like to see everyone, but I think I've just talked myself out of Madison coming back. I just don't know if she, I don't know, unless she's more than what she says she is. I don't know if she'll be back, but I would love to see her cameo with Wong, because I miss them. So much.
So much, and so much is going on. So, ladies and gentlemen, this villain has Riz.
Mm-hmm.
Giancarlo Esposito has been teasing the mysterious character he plays in the MCU, and while he isn't revealing much, some set photos previously surfaced offering our best look at him all decked out in his costume. Now, video has been released on social media showing Esposito in action as the actor is in production with the reshoots and are currently happening for Captain America Brave New World. Esposito is described as an antagonist agent of chaos, and the character is wearing tactical gear. I do love the way that's described. Wearing tactical gear. In the video, we see Esposito wielding a gun, and he seems to be on the hunt. It's been confirmed that the character is a villain, and it's safe to assume that Sam Wilson is one of the people he's hunting. Esposito has said in the past that he is playing an original character, and judging from his new info, he is obviously some kind of mercenary who's on a mission to take down Sam Wilson and his allies. Some fans are speculating that he's playing a villain from the comics named Machete. We'll learn who he is playing when the movie is released on February 14th, 2025. So tacos on the table, because technically this is also still an original character. Is Giancarlo really just a Kang variant?
I think he's a Kang variant, but I love seeing him in like the tactical stuff. I'm like, is he the evil version of Nick Fury? Is he evil Nick?
I mean, because we do have Madam Hydra, and we know she's playing a role in this. So I mean,
Yeah.
he could easily be, evil Nick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, although I was like, man, he's gonna be this and not freaking Charles Xavier. What the hell?
I mean, I know he was really fighting to do Xavier,
Yeah.
but if he was willing to take this role over Xavier,
It
I'm
must be a
wondering.
good one.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is just like a really good role. And I guess they promised him that he was going to get his own series. So
Yeah, and I mean, you got to go for the big bucks. You gotta look out for yourself.
Mhm.
So
especially because lately Marvel has been creating brand new characters for a lot of these movies that are like taking off and getting their own comics and stuff. So I mean,
yeah, that's true.
I don't put it past them to create a brand new character that's like, wow, fans love this. We are going to make a comic book out of this character.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, and I love him, so I'm gonna, I was planning on watching the movie anyway. This is just gonna be fun.
Mhm.
I wonder if it's gonna be somebody from Carl Lumley's past,
Okay.
and he's not actually after Sam.
Sam.
He's
Right.
after Isaiah Bradley.
Right. Ooh, that would be dope. Where you get a character that ties into Isaiah Bradley's Captain America.
Yeah, because I think that might be cool. And if he's a tactical guy, he, and they were doing super soldier experiments on people like Isaiah Bradley, they would be doing it. He could be another person from that. That could be his winter soldier, so to speak. Not necessarily, but you know what I mean.
Right. And again, that gives you excuses to do more, or I guess updated Isaiah Bradley stories with this character.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
which could
okay.
go into Patriot and isn't he called Patriot?
Yeah, his grandson.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who is a part of the Young Avengers. So I mean, like that makes sense, especially leading into the fact that they're trying to build the Young Avengers team.
Tying it all together. Look at me go. And let me make a little bow. All right.
Yeah, tied up tight.
Holy film scheduling, Bruce. See, I didn't say Batman. We got a new report to share regarding Matt Reeves' The Batman Part 2. Production saying the next two sequels for The Batman will shoot back-to-back next year in 2025. This latest rumor was shared by Inside Scooper at My Time to Shine Age, and I hope it's true. I really do hope it's true because that would be amazing. This would mean we won't have to wait as long between sequels, hopefully. While we wait for the next film, though, we do have the Penguin series to keep fans entertained. So, and I rewatched the Penguin trailer, and every time I watch it, I'm like, how is that Colin Farrell? How is it him? Oh my god!
He's good enough that he can just melt into his roles,
I know, and he's so good in it. Anyway, it's also been reported that the story for the sequel will be at least partially based off Jeff Johns' Batman Earth 1. The first film took a certain amount of inspiration from Volume 1. So I assume that means the sequel will be more influenced by Volumes 2 and 3. The story explores the psychology of Batman as he seeks justice in Gotham, and Hush is also said to be one of the big villains in the movie.
Right, so. Which we had a big conversation about that a while back. So
yeah. So will we get back-to-back Batman films? That's tacos on the table.
Yeah, I 100% think that we will, because especially if Matt Reeves knows that, okay, I got this trilogy, this is it, and they're trying to move on to the next thing. And also I'm sure he doesn't want it to blend in with Gunn's whole situation that's going on soon. So I'm sure
you think that's why they're doing it back to back, because they want Matt Reeves to get his trilogy done, but they also want to give a little space so that it doesn't get too confusing.
Yeah, and like I said, I think that Matt Reeves also just wants to he doesn't want to wait too long for all these movies just because of how long it took from the first Batman movie to this one.
Right. And like COVID came out like
Right.
halfway through. And so I'm sure he's like, no, if we're doing this, we're doing it now. And we're not gonna
I'm not having COVID shut, or I'm not having another, disease shut down this entire production.
another pandemic.
Yeah, at least we can get principal done, and I can go and focus on editing for a year.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I that's kind of what I wondered too. I was like, is he maybe? Okay. So but yeah, I'm excited. I really want to see the next film, and then the third one, because I've been interested in this version of Batman, so it seems a little bit more comic book related.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely more comic booky,
Without being over the top,
right?
and that's hard to do.
Yep, again, my only issue with this version of Batman is he stomps everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
He's got the loudest fucking feet, and it bothers me that Batman's that loud. Like, dude, he's a ninja. Stop that. He's not stomping his big ass fucking goth boots everywhere he goes.
But he's a total edgelord. Let him edge.
100% is a fucking edgelord. But speaking of going to the edge, will the stormtroopers actually hit their target though? There's a new Star Wars game reportedly in development that is sure to get fans excited. The game is said to be titled Star Wars Total War. The game is being developed by Creative Assembly, and according to DualShockers, there are 3 new different Total War games currently in development, and Star Wars is said to be the second one that will be released. The last Total War game that was released was Total War Pharaoh last year. The Total War franchise usually focuses on historical military forces and cultures, so doing something with Star Wars would be very different for them. The Total War games combine turn-based strategy and resource management with real-time tactical controls of battles. Rather uniquely for real-time strategy games, flanking maneuvers and formations factor heavily into games. Creative Assembly has officially confirmed this game is in development, but multiple sources are saying they are, or hasn't officially confirmed. So, tacos on the table. Do we need a Total War for Star Wars? I should actually ask you, are you familiar with Total War?
No.
All right, we'll end it with that. I know Total War games. I've been playing, Total War for years now, since they first came out, and
I don't do this show for myself.
Yeah. The games are actually really good, so I think it's actually a really cool concept to have it be Star Wars and focusing on the Empire.
Yeah,
Right.
because there are some people that can break down Star Wars battles, into real world campaigns, like actual fighting, like if it was World War II or something. So I do think that this is, when I was reading it, I was like, okay, I understand this. If it's historical, I could see that. But yeah, I think it might actually be fun. And I bet all of the people that are behind, like the production, that team that's behind the Total War games, were like, are you serious right now? Are you freaking serious? We get to do Star Wars? No freaking way. I seriously think that this was like their dream come true, and that they probably put a lot into this. Either that, or they were all dialed out of the company and just doing it for the paycheck. One of the two.
I said a while back that we needed something that was bringing back Star Wars Empire at War, which was a game that came out late 90s, early 2000s, but it was a real-time strategy game with Star Wars characters. And basically you play as the Empire and you're just doing galactic dominance. This is going to be the closest thing to that. And the thing about Total War is it's a lot more invested than something like Empire at War would be. just because it's not just build your character resource management. Like this, actually, you have to do like strategic maneuvers, and you're actually doing like actual war strategy. So
it's like Risk.
Kind of, again, it's you actually have to think tactically on your battlefield, or else you're gonna get like wiped off. So I think it's actually pretty cool that they're gonna do that. Sewong, so far they've been doing Warhammer Total War. Yep. They didn't touch 40K yet though. So yeah, it's
I think it's cool. Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah. So that's it.
Next,
for
Game of Thrones.
That would be dope too. Oh my god, Game of Thrones in Total War would be sick.
That would be like banana boat bonkers.
Yeah. And like you get control over the Golden Lion Army. Oh my god, that would be so sick. Or you get control over God, what was Khaleesi's army's name? The Unsullied.
The Unsullied. I thought you were talking about her Dothraki, and I was like, oh, what did they call it?
No, the Unsullied. Like have control over the Unsullied. That would be dope because they're supposed to be the most fierce warriors.
Heck, the Dornish. There's the Dornish army. You can do that, and then you've also got the Dothraki. They're Khalasar. You could bring them in. Like, there's so many.
Yeah.
They all love to fight. And it shows.
Oh, and then get the Navy from the Lost Isles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
so
then you can have them go up against with the
you can have them go up against the
Iron.
Oh yeah. The Iron I know you're talking
Iron Isles.
The Iron Isles, yeah.
Yeah. So you could have them.
You could do like strategic naval battles between the two of them and Dorne, because Dorne has a navy too. So like,
and if you brought like House of the Dragon stuff into it, you could have the Valyrian fleet, and you could have like the dragons, and have like Dance of the Dragons all on your own. Oh, okay. All right.
Good idea.
So
Total War.
Again.
Total War. This is a game you guys need to make. That it is genius to do something based on Game of Thrones. So that is it for rumors. So let us get into this, because it is now time for the download. I lost the fray. All right. Well, there she is.
I'm back.
I was like, I lost the fray. I don't know what happened.
Well, I was thinking that whenever we mute me for the when we do our transitions, I wonder if that's part of it. So I was trying to refresh it and get back before to see if that's what it was. So, but it didn't work out that way. Oh well. Live TV.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Well, let's jump right into the first story. And actually, of course, ladies and gentlemen, as always, for more news, trailers, reactions, check out Distance Nerding at the Distance Nerdings in post. Let us know what you're nerding out on. All the trailers that we watched during the Lights Camera Reaction segment, as well as the gaming trailers that we were talking about, are going to be in there. So we'll check all that out. So, gotta say this. 5. Really? Only 5? That's it? That's where we're ending this?
Yep.
Okay. Not too happy about that, but The Boys showrunner Eric Kripke announced that the popular superhero series will end with the upcoming 5th season. Kripke posted on Twitter saying, season 5 will be the final season. Always my plan. I just had to be cagey till I got the final okay from Vought. I love that. Thrilled to bring the story to a gory, epic, moist climax that is disgusting. Watch season 4 in 2 days, because the end has begun, which we will talk about season 4 towards later. The end of the download. Yeah. The Boys creative team is currently working on season 5, and in regard to that, Kripke said, we're about a month into the writer's room right now, so we have some pretty cool notions. He continued, It's a very raw, lava-esque deal right now. It hasn't hardened into anything, but I'm excited. I think there's some crazy shit's being talked about. That's for sure. The End of the Boys begins on June 13th on Prime Video. So yeah, 2 days away.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, I would rather, because I mean, Eric Kripke is the guy that originally wanted Supernatural to be 5 seasons, and it ended up being 15. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad he's saying it, because I think that shows that he's grown, and he's maybe has learned to edit himself a little.
Yeah.
And just because he's having a good time doesn't mean it has to go on. So
Right, and hopefully he honors that as much as we would love to see this continue on. It's kind of like the series does need to come to an end, otherwise you start getting into these wacky ass like season 6, and it's like, you know, way too crazy and has nothing to do with anything, and now they're just trying to keep it on just to keep it on. So I mean, like, you know, I would rather them not try and make it last just to make it last and end it in a place where it's still respectable.
yeah. I mean, and if that's like the story that they want to tell, then I think that's great, you know. And there's nothing that says that they can't do spinoffs or different characters that are within that universe that they haven't told. They already had Gen V, so
Right.
it's not like they can't continue doing offshoots. So it's not like the universe is dead. It's just that the premiere show will be ending. So.
And I mean, they've already been doing that. Like, we've already gotten a whole bunch of spin-offs. So I mean, like, you know, just continue the spin-offs, because the spin-offs have been great. So
yeah, we're watching Gen V right now.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Was not expecting really gross.
Yeah. But I was not expecting it to be that good.
Yeah, it was gross. It's gross. We're on episode 2.
Yeah. Is this the biggest you've ever seen?
So. Yeah, I was like, oh gosh.
Oh,
yeah,
he gets his later. That kid gets his later.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Like, I actually said after the second episode, I was like, I'm to the point of, does anyone survive this show? Because it doesn't seem like anybody's gonna survive this show.
Yeah.
They're just like, you know, they're not playing around. And why, Clancy Brown? Why?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
All right. Well, let's move on here.
Dean, is that a real badge? Prime Video is producing a new drama thriller series titled Countdown, and Jensen Ackles is attached to star. The series is being developed by one Chicago veteran, Derek Haas, and it has received a 13-episode order, which is apparently rare for the streaming service. Amazon MGM Studios head of TV, Vernon Sanders, said in a statement, "We are incredibly excited to be back in business with Derek Haas. He has an undeniable ability to enthrall audiences with thrilling storytelling and heart. We cannot wait for Prime Video's global customers to experience this dynamic series led by our very talented star, Jensen Ackles." Haas said, "I am thrilled to be working again with Jen Sulky and Vernon Sanders and all of the excellent people they've assembled at Prime Video. I love making shows that keep you on the edge of your seat with non-stop action, drama, surprises, and suspense, and I can't wait to work with Jensen and for everyone to see Countdown." Ackles said, "I'm not doing Ackles' voice. I had an incredible experience working with the Prime Video team on The Boys, and I'm delighted to be able to continue that relationship on Countdown. I simply cannot wait to partner with Derek and the rest of our Countdown family to bring this story to life." I do have a synopsis.
Okay.
Secret Task Force Opsis, LAPD ain't got nothing synopsis.
Secret Task Force Opsis, LAPD ain't got nothing synopsis.
Countdown starts following a suspicious murder in broad daylight, which leads to LAPD officer Mark Meacham, Ackles, being recruited to join a secret task force of undercover agents from all branches of law enforcement to investigate. But as the truth of a more sinister plot comes into focus, the team must overcome their conflicting personal agendas to unite and save a city of millions. No word on when the countdown will begin.
This sounds interesting.
It does sound interesting.
The idea behind this now, it is a little cliche with the sinister plot comes into focus and the team must overcome their conflicting personal agendas. Like, okay, but I mean, like, it does still kind of sound, I like the idea of like regular LAPD guy and now all of a sudden secret task force with a whole bunch of different branches of law enforcement.
Yeah, no, it gave me 24 vibes.
Yeah.
Like there's like, a city's in danger. We got to find out what's happening in a certain amount of time. Either that or I thought maybe it was that British television show Countdown. So.
Okay.
But I didn't think Jensen Ackles would have been a really good, presenter for that. So glad they went the other direction.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on here.
All right. So, are you not dazzled? It's been rumored for a long time that Taylor Swift is going to appear in Marvel's Deadpool and Wolverine, but it was never confirmed if she was actually going to be in the movie. Fans expected her to appear as Dazzler or Lady Deadpool or herself, but it's been confirmed that Swift will not show up in Deadpool and Wolverine. According to Entertainment Weekly, Taylor Swift will not be dazzling the screen in Deadpool and Wolverine. Do you think that they wanted it to rhyme?
It might have been intentional.
Okay. While all the Swiftie rumors were swirling, director Sean Levy and Ryan Reynolds played coy and never confirmed or denied it. Levy previously addressed the rumor saying, "I regret that I was not quicker to shut it down the first time, so I'm going to default to my very true situation, which is as much as we love each other, the fear of death is so intense in me regarding Ryan and how he desperately wants to avoid talking about all of these proliferating rumors." Huh?
Okay.
Reynolds said of the rumors, "Straight up dishonesty isn't in the cards. Movies like this, there's so much speculation about so many people that might end up in the film. I saw one that was convinced Elvis was in the movie. Anything can happen. And that's sort of what I love about this universe. Surprises are the essence of Deadpool." They never actually say she's not in it.
I noticed that too.
So
The whole thing is they don't say that she's not in it. They never confirm that she is in it. It's kind of like the headline or like the clickbait on there is Taylor Swift is not going to be in the movie, but they never said that she wasn't. They just said, hey, there's a whole bunch of rumors out there and we don't want to say what
we're not proliferating these rumors. That doesn't mean that she's not in it.
Right.
Those sneaky beakies.
Because
werewolf? I think she's the werewolf.
Like, how do we know that Elvis is not going to be in this movie? It's not going to be obvious.
Maybe she's going to play Elvis in the movie.
Oh, that would be hilarious. She comes in and she plays like an alternate universe version of Elvis.
Yes. With the outfit and everything.
Yes.
And the glasses. The sunglasses. Gotta have the sunglasses.
I would love to see her impression of Elvis.
That would be hilarious.
Hey, mama.
Hey, mama. Shake it. Shake it up. Shake it up.
Shake it up. Shake it up. Shake it up.
Right.
It's me. It's me.
I'm just taking care of business.
Me.
So anyway, Deadpool and Wolverine is said to hit theaters on July 26th, where we will all find out if she is actually in the movie or not.
Yeah, and every time I think about it, my pants get tighter. All right, so no. Yeah. Make it live action, you cowards. MTV Entertainment Studios has renewed Beavis and Butthead for a third season, and production is currently underway. The first two seasons of the Beavis and Butthead revival are currently available to watch on Paramount+. The series was created by Mike Judge and it originally premiered back in 1993. Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe, which originally premiered on Paramount Plus, will debut on Comedy Central on Wednesday, July 3rd at 10 p.m. Season 2 is set to make its broadcast premiere on Wednesday, July 10th at 10 p.m. on Comedy Central. And Season 3 is set to premiere on Comedy Central in 2025. How do you feel about that?
I didn't watch it in the first place.
Oh, come on.
So this has no effect on my life whatsoever. No, I really didn't. I did not watch Beavis and Butthead. I preferred King of the Hill. And so I watched King of the Hill. That's
King
like
of the Hill was a spin-off of Beavis and Butthead.
I know.
So was Daria.
But I didn't watch them in Beavis and Butthead. I only heard about like, oh, this is some, hick from Texas. And I was like, oh, well, I've got to watch this because it's probably going to parody my family. So, yeah.
Are you the boys that have been whacking it in my trailer?
Yeah, I mean, you don't even know like how many relatives are like the people in that for me.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's Hank Hill when he first shows up in Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he goes, are you the boys that have been whacking it in my trailer? Anyways, I mean, I didn't even know they revived the series. I'm like kind of curious what the animation looks like. I'm probably going to go back and check them out, especially if it's on Paramount Plus already. I mean, that's easy to go and watch. So,
well, I think it's cool that they're putting stuff on Comedy Central again. It's funny though, because it's like streaming is like the new thing and the big thing. And now they're putting it on Comedy Central, which is old school TVs.
It also premiered on Paramount Plus first, though. So all it is syndicating it on Comedy Central.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's still that. A lot of people have actually, do the old school TV stuff. So
right.
I mean, whatever.
Well, moving on.
I'm like, well, whatever.
Well, whatever. I don't really care too much about this. A tale as old as time. Cybertron style. Transformers 1 recently screened at the Annecy International Animation Film Festival. And according to Deadline, it was met with a rousing standing ovation as the lights went up and there was excited, appreciative chatter as spectators streamed out of the auditorium. The film stars Chris Hemsworth as Orion Pax, aka Optimus Prime, Brian Tyree Henry as D16, aka Megatron, Scarlett Johansson as Alita 1, and Keegan-Michael Key as B127, aka Bumblebee. Producer Lorenzo de Bonaventura previously said, "This is the origin story of young Megatron and young Optimus. If you know the origin, they started as friends, and over time things devolved for them, and they ended up on two sides. So we're telling the young Optimus and young Megatron story. We really are telling the origin story of all Transformers, both what they are at the beginning of it and how they grow apart." But why automobiles?
I'm serious. Why automobiles? Yes, I wrote this, and this has been my question about freaking Transformers the whole time. If they're from another planet and have their own, like they're sentient, they have their own system. Sounds like it's a very good system. Why transform into cars and trucks?
Because the idea is to hide in plain sight on Earth.
Okay. So if let's say they went to another world, they would find what the people like carted themselves around in, and they would hide that way too.
So whatever the local vehicles are.
Oh, okay. So could there be a rickshaw transformer?
There could be technically.
Okay.
So the idea.
What about a Vespa?
Yeah, there is one.
There's a Vespa. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm coming around to this then.
I'm
like, why automobiles?
So Alita 1 and RC, two different the two female characters, they're motorcycles.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
But yeah, the whole idea. So like if you watch certain properties where like it takes place on Cybertron before they come to Earth, They're like Cybertronian vehicles. So there's stuff that doesn't look like they look completely alien.
But why vehicles at all if they're their own? They don't have to hide from anyone if they're on their own planet, right?
Right.
I don't get it. You know what? I'm just gonna watch it. I'll just watch the thing, and what it doesn't tell me, I'm just gonna write. Dear Lorenzo D. Bonaventura, I need you to answer some of my questions about
Why vehicles?
why do they have to hide as vehicles on their own planet? What was it about? I realized what it was out of universe. Explain it to me in universe, like I'm 5.
In universe, a lot of it has to do with like their jobs, the way that they explained it on Cybertron, because the whole thing is, remember, it originally started off as toys that they were like, okay, so here are these toys, and they're these cool cars that can turn into robots, or
More than meets the eye.
yeah,
if you will.
remember, they all started off as toys, and then they made the cartoons to advertise the toys. So
yes, and
over
this
time,
is how we get the questions of why automobiles. It makes no sense.
well, over time, the whole thing was with the Cybertronian storyline. Because the other thing is, there are Transformers that turn into things that aren't vehicles. Like there's the Dinobots that are
Right, yeah.
that are dinosaurs, right? Like you have
Great 8.
right. So if you get into the Maximals, which are the Beast Machines, they travel to an earlier version of Earth that doesn't have vehicles, so they have to transform into animals.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Okay, all right. You're rationalizing it to me in a good way. Thank
right.
you. I appreciate that.
With Cybertron, them transforming into vehicles on their own planet, it has more to do with their jobs, right? So
so they just don't have transportation, and they have to use themselves as transportation.
Right.
That's exhausting.
Yeah, because so for example, Optimus Prime, before he became the leader of the Autobots, he was a scientist. So he was like a surveyor.
And that's why he's a semi truck. Yeah. I get it now.
Because he was a surveyor truck. So like his whole thing was like, he went and did like different science missions. Whereas Megatron, there have been multiple incarnations of Megatron. So at one point in the original series, he was just a gun. And then they turned him into a tank later on in the series, and then in the movies they turned him into like an alien spaceship, because he was like too proud to like transform into something that wasn't from Cybertron.
Wow. Okay. All right.
But in the evolution of a lot of the things they did with Megatron is he is supposed to be like the supreme general of the military on Cybertron. So they've always made him military vehicles.
Yeah. So it's Superman
and
Zod.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like his dad, so it would be Zor-El or
Jor-El. It kind of is Jor-El and Zod.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
and then they had baby Cal, and he went to, and that's why they're there, and they transform into cars because they don't want him to see them, that they're still watching him. Okay, I made it work.
All right. Well, Frey,
you know nothing, President Snow.
We definitely we definitely ranted a lot on Transformers. So since you are transitioning, get on.
Yes. You know nothing, President Snow. It was too good. Sorry. And I'm very hyped.
No.
I'm very hyped about House of the Dragon starting again. All right. Suzanne Collins has announced that she is working on a new Hunger Games novel titled Sunrise on the Reaping. This is the 5th novel in the Hunger Games series, and according to the Associated Press, this is another prequel to the original trilogy, and it takes place 40 years after the events of the last novel, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which was the first prequel that was the 10th Reaping.
Okay.
You guys still with me? Okay.
Yeah.
Collins talked about the new book saying, with sunrise on the reaping, I was inspired by David Hume's idea of implicit submission and, in his words, the easiness in which the many are governed by the few. The story also lent itself to a deeper dive into the use of propaganda and the power of those who control the narrative. The question, real or not real, seems more pressing to me every day. That's my best, Suzanne Collins. So if it's not good, I apologize.
We'll take it.
Lionsgate has also announced that the Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping will get a film adaptation and it will be released in 2026. They are taking no time to do this. Adam Fogelson, money, chair of the Lionsgate Motion Picture Group. Everybody has super long names or titles, I guess. Suzanne Collins is a master storyteller and our creative North Star. Please don't leave. Please don't leave. Please don't leave. We couldn't be more fortunate than to be guided and trusted by a collaborator whose talent and imagination are so consistently brilliant. Oh my goodness. She knows about the pictures. We know Hunger Games fans worldwide will be spellbound by where Suzanne has focused this next extraordinary story. The second quarter quell is legendary and looms large over the history of the games, even into the time of Katniss Everdeen, a quarter century later. Really, seriously. Like fans around the globe, we are eagerly anticipating this exciting return to Panem. And may the odds ever be in your favor. Sunrise on the Reaping is set to be released on March 18th, 2025.
Interesting.
So, James, we were on the same wavelength, my friend.
I was wondering when he was going to pop up in the chat. All right, so Suzanne Collins, whenever she writes a book, it immediately gets greenlit into a movie, and they're like, they make these movies faster than you have a chance to read the book. So
yeah, like it's getting to that point where it's just like, just write the freaking script and then put that in book form after you're done.
Seriously.
So that, yeah,
they really probably should do it that way, like, because that's Songbirds and Snakes was literally that, right? Like she wrote the book and then they had already written the screenplay for it.
Yeah, I haven't even read that one, Songbirds and Snakes. I need to, because I've read the others. I really enjoyed the Hunger Games series. So
I want to say they wrote the book based on the manuscript before the book even came out. Like they wrote the movie based on the manuscript before the book even came out, and the book came out like a month or two before the movie.
Yeah, that's true. And that may have just have been one of those where they just collaborated a lot, because it does sound like she wrote this first and it's coming out a year before they're gonna put it out. They'll probably put it out in the summer anyway, so it'll be like 15 months after or something.
Yeah, like I'm sure they're like already developing it and whatnot. Is the whole thing is like, okay, it's already in development. We've already got the manuscript from Susan.
And I think maybe, well, I could see them doing that if they're like, hey, no, we want to do a film on it, so if you wouldn't mind letting us read it first. Yeah. And I'm sure she's like, yeah, sure, pay me money, I'll let you have it. I would.
Yeah. And I'll
sell out. I don't care.
I'm sure like the creative vision that they've had with all these have influenced the way she writes these books too. Because it's like, oh man, this is like, this is everything that I thought it was going to be. And I know she had like some creative control over like how some of the looks were in the movies, but like, it's like, now you have this visual, so you can kind of like write stories in a much more rich kind of world.
Yeah.
That world has been,
she created the world at the end, like at the end of it, where they changed everything. Because like by the end of the series, the first series, everything changed. So now she's telling the stories that are like coloring the world.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think it's great. I really like her style of everything. Yeah, I actually audio booked the series again, the Hunger Games series. I've read it like a few times, but then I was like, I just want to, I just want to hear it on audiobook. And I went through all of them. I was like, you know what? That was so good. I'm so glad I did that. So you know what? Try audio. Like if you have a series of books that you really enjoy, try listening to them on audiobook as well.
Yeah.
Because I think it may give you a different experience for a beloved book.
I hear
And
that.
I'm off the soapbox. And now Phil is up.
It's my turn now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Queen. Qui-Gon has a certain set of skills. The Acolyte star Lee Jun-jae recently opened up about his character Jedi Master Soul and revealed how he was influenced by Liam Neeson's Qui-Gon Jinn when playing the character. During an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Jun-jae said, I didn't really want to be influenced by anything outside of the Star Wars world. I definitely was inspired by a lot of the past Jedi Masters and the wonderful actors that played them. He went on to say that one of my favorite characters was Qui-Gon Jinn, played by Liam Neeson. I really kind of tried to find the connective tissue between him and my character, Master Soul. It's not hard to see that when you watch Jun-jae play his character. This is actually his first English-speaking performance, and he had to learn how to speak it before shooting, which is awesome because his English is actually really good.
It is really good.
Yeah. When talking about his character, the actor explained he is a Jedi Master, but the more I saw the script, I realized that there were more of these humanistic elements to him. His emotions are constantly in flux, and also when he's in battle, he actually does feel that element of fear. And I think because of that, really created a soul that was extremely humanistic. The Acolyte is described as a mystery thriller that will take viewers into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. The High Republic is set 100 years before the Skywalker saga begins. The Acolyte is currently streaming on Disney Plus. Season 1 will be 8 episodes. Episode 3 is out tonight.
Yes. So happy Acolyte Day.
Happy Acolyte Day! Yay!
I'm really liking the Acolyte. I really liked the first 2 episodes. Did you get a chance to watch them both?
I've seen the first 2 episodes. I know that Say Wong is going to chime into the chat here in a moment and talk about how much he hates it.
Probably.
No, he was talking about it on the last episode, how much he hated that show.
Yeah, well, we can't all, be that
I enjoy it.
righteous. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I really liked it. Oh, he said he thought it was okay. Oh my gosh, that is praise. Praise from Sir Say Wong.
I wonder if he went back and watched the episodes again because he was scathing it on Thursday.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be one. Yes, the pacing was similar to Andor. I agree. I think this is going to be one of those the slower paced shows. And I think a lot of people expect a Jedi battle every single episode now.
But I mean, we've gotten that. We've gotten a whole bunch of fights, even though it's not lightsaber on lightsaber. Like, we've had these badass fights.
Oh yeah, Space Trinity did her job. That was fantastic.
And I think that's one of the things a lot of people have been complaining about is kind of the fate of that character. But at the same time, 8 episodes, we're probably going to get something because the fact that we got her in the first episode, I think we're going to go back and you're going to see her kind of like the influence that she has to the plot.
They're going to flashback too. There are flashbacks. You can definitely tell. So I don't think it's the last time. What's the last time the character will be alive? But I don't think it's the last time we will see her.
Right.
So and I, Say Wong, I can understand. I get that it's not. You're saying it's not terrible, but it's not the greatest thing since sliced bread, and you felt like that's what the critics were saying. Or yeah, I get that. To me, it's that slow paced. I need to see the whole thing before I really make my final decision. And it was the same way with Andor. So I think that seeing the full arc and seeing the full story that they're trying to tell, I think that's when we'll find it, because this is more of a mystery. And so you don't ever know what's going to happen at the beginning of a mystery.
Right.
So, and if you do, it's not a very good mystery. So
You're right on that. I mean, they've already had a couple of twists that have popped up, so it's kind of, and it's only 2 episodes long. Now I know that episode 3 is the one that that a lot of people have been saying is going to be the one that throws all the trolls over the edge.
Oh, well, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Actually, I love watching trolls like implode and explode.
Yeah. That's like I said, I kind of said it in our chat earlier. Like, you know, do you think, because I got a notification that the episode was released. And I was like, oh man, do you think the trolls are going to be going nuts now or later on tonight?
Right. Well, you know, there's something else that the trolls will have a wonderful time sinking their little troll claws in.
Oh man. I want to sink my teeth into this. So
yeah, it's Make Mine Darth Treya.
Nice.
Star Wars The Acolyte offers a look at a completely different era in the Star Wars universe, as it is set over 100 years before the events of the prequel trilogy. Showrunner Leslie Headland wants to play in the Star Wars sandbox a little longer, though, and she recently shared that she wants to develop a live-action adaptation of the hit game franchise Knights of the Old Republic, or as those that love it call Coder. It's just Coder. Coder. Set almost 4,000 years prior to Star Wars A New Hope, these stories have always been fan favorites. So Headland recently expressed her interest in adapting Krea's story from the franchise, saying, I've always wanted to explore a live-action version of the Knights of the Old Republic game and Krea's character. I think it would be a really interesting story to bring to life.
You made her so Valley.
Well, I'm sorry. She just has that kind of cadence to me. Anyway,
okay.
I do have an synopsis.
Let's get it.
Jedi Master Manipulator Opsis gaslighting Force users for fun synopsis.
I like it. Jedi Master Manipulator Opsis gaslighting Force users for fun synopsis.
Kreia, also known as Darth Treya, is a complex character from Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords. She is a former Jedi Master and later Sith Lord. Disillusioned with the Jedi Order and the Sith's dogma, Kreia seeks to challenge and ultimately dismantle the Force's influence over the galaxy. Her motivations are driven by a belief that both the light and dark sides are flawed, perpetuating a cycle of conflict. Acting as a mentor to the protagonist, the Jedi Exile, she provides guidance and criticism, pushing the exile to question their own beliefs and the nature of the Force itself. Kreia's ultimate goal is to free the galaxy from the Force's manipulations. So is this how we get Revan, and when can it happen?
Okay, so Revan does show up in that storyline, like briefly.
Yeah, well, I mean, she talks about how she trained him too, or trained them too, because Revan could be male or female. So. Right.
You know, they do kind of show that there's a balance between Revan and Bastila Shan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because Bastila ends up leaving the Order and goes on with Revan. I think the canon going into the second story was that he was a Jedi, correct?
Yeah, that he went back. He was redeemed. Well, you could do he was redeemed or they were redeemed because I played as a female. Or that you still destroy the what's it called? Starforge. But it's like how you do it. And so you can be a Sith or you can be a Jedi, I think.
Right. So I mean, like if I guess if they do a series on Kreia specifically,
mm-hmm.
you know, they can do her as a Jedi, and it can be.
They could do her origin story.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like they can do her as a Jedi, which would tie into her training Revan.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That
Yeah,
they
Revan.
actually could do it as a trilogy or a limited series. Oh, limited series would be fantastic.
Right.
And then you have like, for like the first one is her being recruited into the Jedi Order.
Right.
Then the second one is her, you know, maybe her with some of the masters in the Jedi Order. Then her becoming a knight, and then like her helping Revan. Like, there's so many things that you could do. To that. So I just, you know, there's so many stories that you could tell. So I'm all on board for that. So
You
let's
also
make it happen.
You also get Malik with the full jaw.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Because he gets his jaw ripped off. So
He deserved it.
he did.
He deserved it.
It's what you get for firing on your master's ship, but I guess that's what you do when you're Sith apprentice, right?
Yeah. Ain't getting master unless you kill yours. That's how the Sith roll. Yo, yo.
Oh God, the intro to this next one. That is amazing. All right.
All right. Badge up, everyone. It's about to get bloody.
Patch up.
The Boys returns for season 4 in 2 days, and Eric Kripke says it will include episodes that are bloodier and more brutal than anything we've ever seen before on the show. I don't know if maybe I can take like seasickness pills so that I don't vomit, but okay. During an interview with Games Radar, Kripke teased the insanity, saying, "There's a certain imagery for sure this season that you'll never be able to get out of your eyeballs." He went on to talk about the development of this next chapter of the story, saying, "We've never had this conversation in the writer's room of like, okay, how do we top last season? We ask, what's the next layer down of their psychology and their trauma and their problems? That gets harder every season. We're digging pretty deep into these people, and you have to really be disciplined about digging even deeper." Kripke goes on to discuss Homelander and how his emotional state will lead to one of the scariest episodes they've ever made. He's a dense psychological snake's nest of neediness and vulnerability and self-hatred, and he's going to deal with that in some pretty gnarly ways. Kripke shared, "There's an episode this season where it could be the scariest we've ever seen. I called Anthony and after looking at the dailies, and I'm like, wow, man, that is some next level scary shit." And I'm not just being violent, but just how unfucking hinged he is. It's a delight. Kripke previously teased that this season might be the batshit craziest thing we've ever done. Like, I truly can't believe we got away with it. And I do have an synopsis.
I'm just imagining raw ground beef everywhere.
Right?
Fucking taco meat all over the place.
Yeah. Uncooked. Season 4, oh my god, Opsis, how will this end? Synopsis.
Season 4, oh my God, Opsis, how will this end? Synopsis.
The world is on the brink. Victoria Newman is closer than ever to the Oval Office and under the thumb of Homelander, who is consolidating his power. Butcher, with only months to live, has lost Becca's son as well as his job as the Boys' leader. The rest of the team are fed up with his lies and bullshit. With the stakes higher than ever, they have to find a way to work together and save the world before it's too late. The 8-episode season will drop 3 episodes on June 13th, followed by a new episode each week, ending with the epic season finale on Thursday, July 18th. Homelander did everything wrong. It's all his fault.
It is. We need Kal-El to show up and just fuck his ass up.
Right. Or Invincible. Just
okay, so I actually I got into another argument with a bunch of people online about they were saying, do you think Homelander could beat Superman? I'm like, no, absolutely not. Superman will fucking destroy Homelander. Yeah. But the only person that I think of like all these clones of Superman I think Nolan would give him a run for his money, and people,
Omni-Man?
yeah, and people were just like trying to crucify me, and I was like, here's the thing. Nolan would immediately find a way to get some kryptonite, and he would use that again. He would stab Superman with kryptonite in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
Like Superman has morals, whereas Nolan Grayson has none.
Yeah, and he wouldn't just stab him with kryptonite. He would find a way to use kryptonite to cut off his head and like put it in space and then disintegrate the body somehow so that he could never be Superman again.
Right. Nolan Grayson would find a way to make sure that Superman, even though Superman is faster and stronger than Nolan Grayson is, Nolan Grayson is way more ruthless than Superman is.
And he also has no care for human life.
At all. None. He
thinks
care
that
anything.
Anybody that's not 100% his species
Viltrumite.
is below them. Yeah.
If you're not Viltrumite, he does not care. Like the first time that he has ever cared about anything outside of Viltrum was his son.
Yeah, and that was only fleeting.
His sons. I'm sorry, his sons. You haven't seen season 2 yet, huh?
No, not yet. So
okay.
That's on the list because we were talking about that last night. So yeah, definitely. I definitely think Omni-Man would kill Superman, but I think Superman would kill Homelander because Homelander is a hot mess, needy bag of shit. Yeah. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But anyway, Craig Mazin has a lot to say about Joel and Ellie.
Oh man.
He has a lot to say, which is why I'm doing this one and you're not, because it's so long.
Gotcha. No worries.
Right. The Last of Us series showrunners Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann recently opened up about the series and what we can expect from it as the story continues to unfold. While speaking with Deadline, it was revealed that season 2 of the series will only consist of 7 episodes. But the long-term plan is to tell the full story over the course of 3 more seasons. If The Last of Us continues to do well with audiences, this will most likely end up being a 4-season show. The first season of the series covered the events of the first game, but there's so much more content in the sequel that they're looking to split it into additional seasons, Mazin explained. The story material that we got from part 2 of the game is way more than the story material that was in the first game. So part of what we had to do from the start was to figure out how to tell that story across seasons. When you do that, you look for natural breakpoints. And as we laid it out, this season, the natural breakpoint felt like it came after 7 episodes. Then he talks about the 7-episode season 2, saying, we just wanted to put people's minds at ease that the idea that this season coming up is a little bit shorter than the first one is not because we're taking less time to tell the stories. It's because we want to take more time. The story that we're telling is much bigger than the story of season 1. There's just a lot more going on. It's a lot harder to produce, but we want every episode to feel like it's its own blockbuster, to be honest with you. One thing that Mazin and
Druckmann?
Druckmann. I don't know. I think I was drunk when I wrote this. Okay.
Druckmann.
Druckmann won't do is go beyond the source material. Mazin added, as a fan, I'm thrilled that there might be a third Last of Us game. As the co-creator of this television show, there's no world where I would want our show to go beyond the source material that people have in the world. Our show, as people know it, on HBO is going to cover the material from the second game and then quite a bit of material that is relevant to the story, but as I said, wanders down interesting new paths, unseen stories that were told within the context of that game's material. Druckmann added, our focus is the 2 games. As Craig mentioned, there's quite a bit of material there that we're taking our time with, and we're looking at each piece individually to make sure it's got its own arc, its own journey that the characters go on. But there's a grander plan that ties all of the seasons together. Mazin and Druckmann also reveal that they have mapped out the entire TV series. Mazin said, pretty much, we have a pretty good concept of how that will work. I think what happens naturally when you really begin to focus on a season and where that natural break point should occur, then who knows? It's a good theory. Once we put it in practice, who knows? Druckmann also wants fans to know that there's no padding to the show, saying our process was we sketched out multiple seasons, then we did a deep dive on season 2. To echo what Craig is saying, there is no padding. Everything that is in there is intentional. There's always a goal in mind that we're heading towards. We are never meandering for the sake of meandering. It's always to say something greater for these characters and the themes. The Last of Us season 2 is currently in production and will be released in 2025. What do we think?
I like that they aren't trying to Game of Thronesify it in the last 2 seasons.
I like that they're being transparent too. They're like, okay, look, we know they're getting in front of it.
Yeah.
I've noticed that like since I just noticed it, I think James Gunn the most because he's so out there on social media, but that he gets in front of everything.
Yeah.
Like if something's going to happen with DC, he's like, hey guys, this is what's going to happen with DC. I wanted you to know from me. If you don't hear it from me, then it's probably not happening, and so you tend to trust him more. And so I feel like they garnered a lot of trust saying, hey guys, look, season 2 is only going to be 7 episodes, but here's why.
Right.
And they're doing it story wise and not, hey, it needs to be certain things. And this episode has to be the penultimate, which Game of Thrones does that. But yeah, I really do like it too. Although, oh my God, Craig, you don't need to say so much. I got rid of so much that he said that was just him saying stuff over and over again. I was like, okay.
Yeah. No, I feel like where it comes down on this is they aren't trying to do a lot of like crazy let's veer off from the story, because I think they realize that we need to follow the story of the games because that's what people were watching this for. They want to see a fleshed out version of this story. I do like what they did in season 1 is they took kind of like storylines that we knew about that they didn't really expand on in the game and expanded on those. So then that way it wasn't like, they weren't not telling the original story, but they were adding things that gave it a little more color.
Right. And like maybe telling stories that they only mention
Right.
in the actual game and actually telling the story for that. Like my favorite episode of the first season is apparently not in the game at all. So
yeah,
and it's
exactly.
it's the Nick Offerman.
That's exactly what I'm talking about right now. Is that added so much to the story and it was such a compelling story that it doesn't take away from the original storyline, but gives you more context to what happened.
And it also like really raises the stakes on how, if something like that were to happen, how important finding someone to love and to go through it together with is better than being alone. And like, I think that it's the humanness of what happens. It's not just how are you going to get food? How are you going to keep water? How are you going to live? It's like not how you're going to survive. How are you going to get through it? And getting through it with someone you love, it is better than not. And so I think it tells that. And so I think when you see that particular story and then you go back to Joel and Ellie, you realize how lonely they both are.
Right.
And I think that it was good. It was intentional, just like they said. It was intentional storytelling.
Right.
And if they can keep that going, then okay, give me 4 seasons, give me 5 seasons, however long it takes to tell the story. So
absolutely. No, I agree. I think that wherever they need to go to tell the story in the way that they want to tell it, again, if 7 episodes is a natural stopping point for them, I'm all for it. If a third game does come out and they decide they want to do 2 more seasons based on it, then hey, by all means, it's already, season 2 is already going to be very different from season 1.
Yeah.
because if you've played the second game, or if you know the story in the second game, kind of know, the very beginning of that series is going to upset a lot of people. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've I haven't played the games, but I hang out with a lot of gamers, and so I've heard the stories, like the backstories and the actual stories of each game.
Mhm.
And so I kind of have an idea of what of what's coming up, kind of. And I know some wrinkles, there are some new characters that come in, and so
Well, I mean, there's also I don't want to spoil too much for people who don't know the games and everything like
then
that.
say nothing.
Yeah, let's just say people are going to be upset about Daddy. So we'll leave it at that. Well, with that all,
I knew about that too, by the way.
Yeah. Which, like I said, happens at the very beginning. So it's like it's kind of like, that's going to be something that happens probably. That's going to be what ends the first episode, and people are going to be really upset about that. So
yeah,
some Game of Thrones level shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with that being said, we're talking about no, it's more episode 10 of season 1.
Yeah.
Right. But still, with that being said, we're talking about video games and merch because, ladies and gentlemen, we got merch, people. How's that for a transition?
That was good. I mean, you'll get there
eventually. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll be the I was going to say the queen of transitions like you, but the king of transitions the way you are the queen of transitions.
I am the prince that was promised. What?
Yeah. Okay. Now we'll go with that. We don't have hat. So if you want hat, you need to get a hold specifically of Ming Chen and see if you can buy his, or if you can steal one of my hats the way that DeLong family stole my black hat, which I'm okay with that because
that's not the story I heard, but okay.
No, well, so they brought it back to me on Saturday, but then they incorporated it into Bruce's costume.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, no, just wear that shit. It's fine, just wear it. And I never got that hat back, so
wow.
It's fine. It's not part of his costume. I'm okay with it. I still have my gray hat, so I'm okay with that, right?
All right, there you go.
I've got my Galaxy gray hat, but yes, we have shirts. We got shirts. So can you. DM us at Distance Nerding or send us an email at distancenerding@AOL.com, and we will get your size and your shirt reserved. $20 if you're local to the Sacramento area, $25 if we got to ship it to you outside of the Sacramento area.
And these are good quality shirts. These are not those cheap ass shirts that used to be everywhere. These are good quality shirts.
Right.
And also there are stickers if you want stickers.
He said currently the unicorn in his cosplay room is wearing my hat. So he's Distance Nerding Kid Pool. Yes.
There you go.
Absolutely. 100%.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I mean, I like Jen just said, they are very comfortable shirts. I enjoy wearing mine. I don't always wear them, on the show because
I knew we were going to talk about Deadpool, so I wanted to wear a Deadpool.
Yeah. Well, like the whole thing is, James is always like, oh, well, you have to wear the merch. Like, I don't necessarily need to do that because I'm not. I'm trying to wear them at like events and stuff like that, and I do wear it on Mondays when we go to when we do trivia. So it's like, I want it to be clean and not covered in sweat from the sun, and everything like that. It's probably still going to upset James because I'm not wearing them the way that he wants me to wear them, but whatever.
Well, I mean, if you make more hats, then I'll probably buy a hat. I could buy a couple hats, and then I can wear the hats too.
Yeah, the hats are dope. I've always liked our hats.
Although, like, my head does tend to get sweaty, so I don't know if that would work. We'll figure it out.
Right. Well, let's talk schedules here because, ladies and gentlemen, we got the cool kids schedule. So let's talk about our schedule. There you go. I need to turn the fun part on. Mondays, game streams. We normally do game streams from 8 to 12 on Twitch. I did not do one this Monday because I had to work, because Saturday I had off for the con that we went to. And next week I'm actually not going to be doing a game stream either, for reasons that I can't talk about on the stream, but I can't.
Yeah.
We're not going to be we're not going to be doing a game stream. I may
And
try.
I won't do the game streams, so
I might try and do one on Thursday because I have to take Thursday off during the day. So I might actually do a stream on Thursday to make up for it. So possibly.
you rebel, you.
Yeah, it depends on what I need to get done that day. But if I have time, then I will try. Tuesdays, the download from 6:30 to 8:30. Again, we are not going to be doing an episode next week. I know, rare that it happens, and I don't know what you guys are going to do on a Tuesday night, since you guys like to hang out with us in the chat. But the download will is usually 6:30 to 8:30, which we're close.
Yeah, we're not that bad off.
Yeah, but next week we are not going to be doing the download. The build will be going on next week though, from 6 to 8 on Thursdays. The build on Twitch and YouTube, and of course Instagram. Come and hang out with us as I build Lego and we talk with nerdy friends. Now, friend of the show coming to talk about her latest project, Lori Calcaterra, is coming back on the show.
Yay.
She's got a new project that she wants to talk about, new Kickstarter and everything. So we'll have some fun with that, and we'll continue our what was it, the best secondary mutation bracket,
Oh, that's awesome.
which is the funniest thing because of the 32 seeds on this bracket, 14 of them were made up.
Really?
Yeah, so the whole
Oh,
idea
that's
was
hilarious.
figure out which ones are actual mutations and which ones are made up.
Did all of the actual ones go through?
Most of them did.
A couple of the made up ones went through.
Yeah. and
Oh,
it's
that's
great.
so fantastic.
But you know what's funny is the made up ones are blatantly made up. It's not like, oh yeah, this could be a power. You know, it's like what was it?
It's like sprays cheese whiz out of his fingers or something.
More like Scott's uncanny ability to abandon his children.
Ah, okay. All right.
Or one of them was oh god, I'm trying to remember some of the other ones. Like they were funny. I Graveyard had me cracking up the entire time.
Jean Grey's penchant for getting killed.
Or Storm's ability to change outfits on command.
Right? There you go.
You know, like it's fun stuff like that, right? We had a whole bunch of fun. What was one? Or like some of them are like they aren't really mutations, but we counted them. So like one of them was Mr. Sinister's ability to steal other people's powers or other people's mutations.
Yeah. More getting good with all the cameos.
Yeah. So like, you know, stuff like that. It was yes, Jeff in the chat saying Charlie the Unicorn won the other bracket. Charlie the
Yay! I wondered
ended
if
up
you
winning
guys
the
were gonna
entire
do it or
bracket.
not.
Yeah, we ended up finishing it and Charlie the Unicorn won the whole thing.
So obviously it beat llamas.
Yes, and that was a hard one because they went up against each other in the semifinals. And then Charlie the Unicorn, just because of its mass appeal.
Did Zhao Zhao win, or did the other one win?
Zhao Zhao ended up winning, and
so it was Zhao Zhao or Charlie.
Yeah, and Charlie,
cream of the crop there.
Yeah.
I think we did well.
And again, shout outs to sorry. Shout outs to Chris Niosi, even though Homestar Runner lost.
Yeah.
To Zhao
Zhao. Yeah. You know what? I feel Zhao Zhao was needed to go through.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe I just saw a bad one, or maybe I just saw one that it just didn't. didn't hit with me. And
Right.
I mean, you know, martial arts, doing stick figures. Who can? Apparently, unicorns that just say Carl.
Carl,
Charlie. Yeah, Carl.
that's killing people, Carl.
Right. But yeah, so I think that you know, Charlie the unicorn, well deserved. I tip my horn at you.
You tip your horn. Well, Jen, any pluggables that you have? Anything you want to let the people know about?
Well, we just dropped some new content on Frey Girl. It's the what's it called? The Wizard. That's Wizard.
That's
I
totally
don't-
wizard.
That's totally Wizard. I don't know. Should do makes up the names. He does a fantastic job. I love the names, but yes. And so that is out. That's our journals of the classes. We are still working. I've got to wait until Shadu comes back to actually film the rest of the second season of Classified, and I'm working on the Secret Origin or Origin Stories. I don't know why I keep calling it Secret Origins. It may just change to Secret Origins. I don't know.
Like all along, it's like, you know, changes every other week.
I know Origin Story. It's like Agatha. Yeah, it is. It's Agatha all along. I'm just gonna put Origins all along. That's what it's gonna be called. Origins all along. And then I'm also on the sister channel to Distance Nerding, Kyber Cave Productions. We are doing New Order, which the first season wrapped up, and it's being edited and made all pretty and everything. And then it will be out soon. And then we've got our Saturday morning nerd out, which is kind of on a hiatus right now. We're trying to figure out what's going on because Graveyard is busy on the weekends, and so we're trying to make sure that we can all do it. And so fun stuff on YouTube.
He's become a big horror movie star.
I know, right? We knew him when though. So that's me. Corgi shorts are also on my Frey Girl channel. So, and you can pretty much get me at Frey Comics everywhere, Frey Girl, on Instagram, all that fun stuff. So yeah, that's me.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, have something you want to discuss? Tell us what you're nerding out on, and make sure to let us know on our Facebook group, The Distance Nerdings in Post. Now, of course, as you see on the screen already, ladies and gentlemen, all you got to do is go to distancenerding.com. Head over to the top of the screen right there, and you can hit that big blue button that says Buy Us a Taco, and you can buy us a taco. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Join the taco party. Become a part of that group right there of the coolest people on the planet. Join the taco party, and it helps us do more events. It helps us get better prizes, everything like that. Now, for everybody that's within earshot of me right now, especially everybody that is watching on the Instagrams, we are doing another contest, Lego contest. I'm giving away a Lego X-Wing.
Woo!
Yeah. And that is going to be another fun thing. Now, you guys have until the end of this month. So let me grab my my calendar here. So you guys have until June 30th. That's a Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. You know, it is Sunday. June 30th. And on the July 2nd episode of Distance Nerding, I'm going to announce the winner. Now, there's a whole bunch of different ways to get chances to win for everything that we have going on here, guys. So check this out. If you would like to enter right here, let me pull it up so I can actually read it here. If you'd like to enter and get some chances to win this guy, one, of course, follow us on Instagram, like the post, tag as many of your friends as you like. The more tags, the better, the bigger the chance to win. Just tag a whole bunch of people. You know, the more tags you have. Again, you guys kind of already saw on the last one, for all of you who participated in the last one, the DeLongs had like somewhere around like 175 between all three of their accounts. And they won 2 of 3 prizes.
Yes.
Right. So that's a chance to win. Now, if you follow us on Twitch, you get 10 entries. If you subscribe to us on YouTube, you get 10 entries. If you DM us a screenshot that you are subscribed to the podcast on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, you get 15 entries for each of those.
Ooh.
Okay. You leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. So this is unfortunately only for people with Apple. But if you leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, you get 20 entries. And of course, if you become a subscriber on Twitch, and remember, guys, you can use Twitch Prime for a free subscription, right? If you subscribe to Distance Nerding on Twitch, you get 100 entries.
That's amazeballs.
Super, super awesome. We actually have a guy that that did just that, and he got 145 entries just from doing all that, some of that stuff. So you got your chances, guys. Head over to our Instagram. It is the pinned post, and at the end of the month, you will get a chance to win that. If you guys don't think that I am going to buy that prize for you, you can hit up the last month's winner who got the Stitch kit, and the month before that who got the what kit did I give away? Oh, the Lego Batman Bat Cycle.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
It is a
so
Bat Cycle.
I really do give away these prizes. It's not just hype. I'm not saying it's a be like, oh yeah, tag a whole bunch of people. If you put in the work, you get a chance to win. So there we are on that, guys.
And always like the streams so more people can see them, so we can stop being such a secret.
Exactly. The more comments we have going on in the chat, the more YouTube says that we have a whole bunch of people talking, so they will push us up higher in the algorithm.
Definitely.
So that is it here, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, you can connect with us on all of the social media places on, damn it, sorry, my mouse.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Twitch or Twitter, not X. It's not X. It'll never be X. It's always going to be Twitter. Twitch, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, Discord, MySpace, Vine, GeoCities, Friendster, Second Life, AIM, Farmers Only, Christian Mingle, OnlyFans. It's only pictures of Aaron Watson's feet and mandals, the beard, and James's glasses judging you on the table, staring at you right in your face, telling you that you're wrong because you didn't do the merch right. And you didn't do the interview correctly. Oh, wait, that's just me. At Distance Nerding. And of course, if you would like us to break up with your boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, pet, schoolyard bully, annoying neighbor, or just tell us how much you enjoy us, hate us, or wish the internet would consume us and spit us out at the feet of a bunch of vehicles that turn into robots for no absolute reason, apparently. And
I just don't understand why it's vehicles. They could be anything they wanted.
You can send us an email at dist.
They could be, camouflage. You can be trees. They could turn into trees. They could turn into birds. That's all I'm saying. Why is it? Is it because they're metal? And why are they metal? I have many questions.
I mean, they're sentient robots, but at the same time,
they're androids, or are they robots?
No, they're robots because they're not they don't have like brains and stuff like that. They're like complete.
Is it like a hive mind?
Not really a hive mind, but I think the robots that they transform, or the things that they transform into, have to be something that can get them places fast, like from one place to another fast.
Birds are pretty fast.
I mean,
dragon. They could be dragons.
Beast machine. They have a dragon. Beast machines. Again, they do transform into birds and stuff.
Why can't they teleport then?
Because they're not that. They don't have that kind of technology built. I don't know.
Ensnerding at AOL.com.
Ensnerding. And we will read the email online on the show. God, yeah, I went off on a tangent there, just trying to like figure things out. Like, Huh.
I totally fueled it. I was like, why are they metal? What? Like,
As Sandra says, because everything is cooler on wheels.
right. It just reminds me of the movie Convoy, and I don't know why. Anyway,
How come that just can't be a spider on skates? Oh, that's because that would scare the shit out of Jen.
it would. I would not appreciate that at all.
That's like from Harry Potter, the spider on roller skates.
Yeah, I didn't actually see that because I read the books and I knew when it was coming up, and I wouldn't watch it. So.
Well, guys, that is it from us this week. Thanks, and keep nerding
together.
That's right. It is now time for the dance party, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get it going.
White girl dancing. It's Raphael.
Distance.
Raphael is a Power Ranger. I'm matching your energy with Lego.
Oh, that's so Lego. Alright, gotta put my princess back. May the force be with you.
We'll see everybody on Thursday.